happy that there's always some folks that can make it in during these odd hours that I'm kind of only available. Today there was lots of new books announced. Some of them I kind of already knew about, at least one of them I knew about. It wasn't like officially confirmed yet, and some of these other three are not officially confirmed, but they do have Amazon listings. Anyways, let's take a look at these because it's pretty crazy. And I want to talk about these briefly before we get into back into the game. All right, so a couple months ago, and if you watch my monthly news videos, you saw that I posted this Amazon page that talked about Song of the Seven Gelfling Clans, Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal hardcover, releasing July 14th, 2020 by J.M. Lee. J.M. Lee has put out multiple books now for The Dark Crystal, and they're some of my favorite, to be honest, of Dark Crystal writing material stuff. And it had this really interesting, intriguing blurb. It said, "Uncover the secrets of the seven Gelfling clans with an inside look into the world of Thra from Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, streaming on Netflix. Many Thrine ago, a songteller sought to explore the world of Thra and uncover the secrets of the Gelfling throughout the seven clans. Venture back in time with photos, sketches, and art from Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance in this exclusive collectible book for Dark Crystal fans everywhere." And one thing I found really interesting about that description was how it mentioned, a songteller. I was like, okay, is it going to talk about Kylan, or is it Gear, the songteller that we learn about from... I always blank when I'm having to do this on the spot. It's right there. Creation Myths. Is it that songteller, or is it another songteller? I really love that this history is going to be told through a songteller. That's so Thra. That fits so well in Thra. It's perfect. That's how they pass down a lot of their history. Also, I love how it's a behind-the-scenes book, but it's telling a story as well. That harkens back to World of the Dark Crystal, which had a lot of the concept art of the Dark Crystal film, but it's told from Agra's perspective, where someone's dream fast with a Wall of Destiny piece that Agra, I guess, imbued on there, dream etched on there. It's the proper terminology. I was super excited when I saw this. Someone sent me this, and I was like, wow, cool. $25 seems like a great collector's item. You can already pre-order it. And did it say who was publishing it? This is going to be published on Penguin's Young Readers. These books that he's put out are on Penguin as well. So glad he's still working with them. They come out with quality stuff, really good stuff. Well, today we got the cover of this in this. Let's just read this together. Let me make sure my screen is. Let's make this as big as we can here. So J.M. Lee himself tweeted this out. Entertainment exclusive. Entertainment Weekly, that is. Exclusive preview. Collectible Dark Crystal book uncovers new Thra secrets. So clickbaity title-ish. Each product we feature has been independently selected and reviewed by blah, 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 blah. Anyways, here's the lovely cover of this. I love how this looks like. This would be something a songteller from Thra made. If you remember seeing, well, of course you remember, Brea's journal. It's handcrafted, it's made, it's passed down to her. This has that look and feel. So I really love just how organic, how handmade that looks. It's great. Like, you can see the stitching, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anyways, you have J.M. Lee by J.M. Lee there. So great art. Let's read what they talk about in here. Think you know everything about the Dark Crystal? Think again. Developed in collaboration with Netflix critically acclaimed series The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, which bowed last year, Penguin Young Readers is set to publish a new collectible book this summer, written by Age of Resistance staff writer J.M. Lee, who's also behind tie-in prequel novels Song of the Seven Gelfling Clan. Oh, sorry, I missed the comment there. Who's also behind tie-in prequel novels. Song of the Seven Gelfling Clans promises an inside look at the world of Thra, delving deeper areas sure to be of great interest to fans. The streamer's Age of Resistance itself is a prequel to the 1982 puppet-filled film The Dark Crystal, directed by Jim Henson and Frank Oz, reviving the beloved fantasy adventure for a new audience. And they did that very well, I think. Let me make this that's a little too big. Here we go. Song of the Seven Gelfling Clans, quote, uncovers the secrets of the Gelfling throughout the seven clans, end quote, per the official synopsis. Details remain scant, but the book will feature official and exclusive photos, sketches, and art from the series. Quote, writing the young adult novels and working on Age of Resistance has been quite a journey into the depths of Thra, especially in regard to Gelfling legends, myth, culture, and lore, end quote. Lee tells EW, quote, Songs of the Seven Gelfling Clans is, in many ways, a collection of discoveries I made and songs I heard on that adventure, end quote. Okay, so what's really fun about this is I haven't read this yet. I tweeted out the pictures, I sent out the links, but I haven't really had time to just consume all this. I kind of just did a quick scan through, so I did not read that code earlier. That's super exciting. And if you've heard any interviews with J.M. Lee, you can find them on multiple podcasts. You can find the majority of them on the Dark Crystal podcast. He does mention how some of his favorite characters and what he wants to explore more is Gelfling lore and go to more places that the Gelfling are. Super exciting. So below, EW can exclusively debut 2 excerpts, spreads from the novels. So this is 4 pages total, because each spread is 2 pages. And be sure to check out the official cover above. Song of the Seven Gelfling Clans publishes July 28th and is available for pre-order. Okay, so it publishes July 28th. I think on Amazon, yeah, it currently says July 14th, so I'm going to go with this more updated information, July 28th. Let's look at these beautiful spreads. And I did download these pictures. Let me actually open up those, because those will be a higher quality than what we can see here. Song of the Seven Gelfling Clans, pages 4 and you kind of, page 4 kind of interrupts some discussion already happening and gets you right into it. So let's read this together. Together then, shall we? Melanie has so many curiosities about the details of Gelfling, like as far as foods and bathings, and it very well could be. I kind of quickly scanned this, but it seemed to be going into details. And actually, I did see mention of the first time I ever saw mention of any kind of holiday, what we would call a holiday or birthday, because we really don't know how any of that works in Thra. So this is going to be great stuff. Yeah, you and me, Melanie, we're going to read this instantly as soon as it shows up. It would be nice of them if they sent this to us to review, because then I would definitely, we could get a little early look. Anyways, let's look into this. I like how it also has some behind-the-scenes artwork from Age of Resistance as well. Let's read this. So, blah, 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 this sentence is just, this is the only page we have, the first page we have. So, days in Stone in the Wood begin early in the morning. The first clang of the blacksmith's hammer signifies the start of a new day. Those whose work takes them outside the bounds of the village say their goodbyes and depart. Those whose work occupies them within the village meet in their groups to discuss the day's plan. Work continues until sunset, when the hearth is lit for a communal supper and, of course, a song or two. Yeah, of course, because they're Gelflings. They love to sing. They love songs. It's so imbued in their culture. I love it. At night, the lanterns full of firebugs are strung along the shell-roofed homes at the base of the rise. The flickering light of the lanterns makes it seem as though the village itself rests among the sparkling stars. Oops, my music just ended. What is it wanting to play now? It's wanting to play a Dark Crystal guitar cover. Hey, that's cool. Let me turn up the volume. This guy's rocking the guitar. All right. Next page. There's some concept art. This is Skexo the Emperor. This is by Brian Froud. I recognize that one from the other behind-the-scenes book. Let me scoot this over a little bit so you guys can see it all. Ooh, I like that guitar cover. All right. What do we have here? The Stonewood and the Skeksis Lords. Oh, this promises to be interesting. On the edge of the endless forest, the earth splits, and out sprouts a magnificent castle of black stone, like a claw reaching for the very suns, the Castle of the Crystal. Within its mighty halls dwell the Skeksis Lords, and may they do so forever, that we might warm our faces in their radiant light. This is obviously written before the time of Age of Resistance, when the Gelflings still very much look up to them as their protectors and overlords. Wow. Oh, that's so creepy to see that written like that. Oh, can you lift that up, please? Oop, lost my place. The radiant light. Indeed, it is thanks to them that such fantastic structures even exist. Oh man, the Skeksis propaganda. From any place where a Gelfling might crane their head above the trees of the wood, they will see the tower of the castle. Proof of the impossible power wielded by the Skeksis. Oh, spare me. This is great. This is great. And evidence of their ability to protect that which lies hidden within the castle's shining and hollowed walls. While the Stonewood benefit from the natural bounty of the wood and the Black River. The Black River is the river that Jen and Kira sail on in the show. And the reason it's the Black River is not because the water itself is black or dirty, but because I believe it's obsidian, a black stone underneath is what you see. Rather interesting. Anyways, I think that talks about that in ACH's novelization. Where do I have that novelization? Oh, here it is. This is another book I don't talk about enough. I've done a little bit, maybe try and pass on that, but I want to bring up more of that. This is an incredible work, A.C.H. Smith's novelization of the film. Anyways, continuing on. In my youth, is that where I'm at? Oh wait, here. Yeah. While the Stonewood benefit from the natural bounty of the wood and the Black River, we also prosper from our proximity to the Skeksis. Many Stonewood are called to serve the Skeksis within the castle itself, an honor not bestowed to many. In my youth and into my young adulthood, I saw many younglings receive their invitation, though I never received one myself. Songtellers are not often called to serve as guards at the castle. I remember seeing my friends' faces brighten when they heard they had been called by name to walk among the Skeksis. It is an unparalleled task among Gelfling, and especially among the Stonewood, whose relationship with the Skeksis might be called more intimate than that of any other clan, aside from the Vapra. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, next picture is pages 6 to 7 spread. There it is there. Let's zoom in on this goodness. Yep, more of this behind the scenes art. Some of these I recognize directly from Brian Froud. I'm not sure if all of it is, but I really like how this spread looks and making it look like a Gelfling journal. It's great. Before I go on, let me catch up on chat real quick. Yes, you could. Yes, Melody. So you can jump into the Black River and go swimming. A happy drenching. In my opinion, Chamberlain sounds like Starscream from Transformer Generation 1. Oh man, we're having all the 80s references. That's great. The new show has so much CGI, it's so distracting. I would beg to differ. I think they used it moderately and not too much. I liked it. I really did like the show. So, but it does have a lot more CGI than you're originally led to believe. But again, it wasn't. I thought it was done well. I think it's something I think Jim Henson would have totally approved of. He loved technology. All right. Let me move this light here because it keeps flickering. All right. We're currently listening to, my YouTube's just doing its own thing. It's just random YouTube music. This is Dark Crystal Age Resistance main theme piano tutorial, in case you want to learn that. Many other song tellers out there besides me. Lots of people putting out good Dark Crystal stuff. All right. This discrepancy, so he's talking about how they have some of the closest relationships as opposed to the Vaporin, which you would think would be, or they have the most, because they're obviously the main clan, the head clan, the Almadras there. Anyways, this discrepancy does not go unnoticed by my clan. Oh, that's funny. It is no secret that many Stonewood believe the Skeksis were in error when they chose the Vapra to be the leaders of the Gelfling and our ambassadors to the Skeksis. Oh, that's interesting. This is an idea I first heard before I could even hold my first flute. Oh, this very well. Yeah, this is a song teller, a flute. Could be Gear, could be Kylan. I hope it's Gear. I would love if it's Gear. and one embedded in many Stonewood conversations, from passionate Gelfling venting their feelings over a cup of brew to my Madra herself when entertaining Vaporin representatives from Harar. Why was the Vaporin Citadel chosen as the capital of the Gelfling, when Stone in the Wood is often called the hearth of the Scarith Land? Scarith Land is where the Castle of the Crystal is. The Stonewood Madra interacts with the Skeksis on a more frequent basis, and it is Stonewood Gelfling who are most commonly called to serve at the castle. So why was the Vaporin Madra called All Madra? As a young Stonewood, it was natural to wonder why the Skeksis chose to favor the Vapra over our clan. But it was even more important to know the dangers of disagreeing with the Skeksis. Not only because the Skeksis are much wiser and more powerful than us Gelfling. Oh, wow. But also because mistrusting the Skeksis, and in turn the Vapra, might result in rivalries that could damage our livelihood and reputation. If the Vapra decided to challenge the Stonewood, it could mean fewer imports from the north, including any and all trade from the Sifa, who use Harar as their primary trading port, not to mention jeopardizing our long-earned rapport with those Skeksis. Whether or not the Skeksis were wrong in choosing the Vapra... Oh wait, it's about to change my music. What is it doing here? No, it's another... Oh, it's a different piano tutorial. Ooh, that one's pretty... That's cool. All right. Actually, let's go old school music here. I already heard that. Even though we're kind of in age resistance time, you can't beat the classic. Good old Trevor Jones. Oh, that's rich, symphonic. All right. Whether or not the Skeksis were wrong in choosing the Vapra, accepting the circumstances as they are now, may be the safest way to preserve the Stonewood clan's strong standing. I love how this is really written from a Gelfling perspective, and just one from one particular clan. Come in. I have guessed. Name Day. So here we switch off to another section. Name Day is one section that I think I've never heard of a Gelfling holiday or anything like that. It reads, while every Gelfling celebrates their name day in a different way, our Stonewood name day tradition is very dear to me. While naming a Gelfling and presenting the youngling is essential, the same it is in other Gelfling communities, the celebration of the first name day in Stone in the Wood has an additional ritual passage. Ooh, interesting. Lots of Gelfling lore here. When a youngling celebrates the 6th anniversary of their name day, they, along with any other younglings whose name day falls within the same season, are sent to climb Bolentor without the guidance of adults. I wonder how many seasons there are on a planet with 3 suns. This might be revealed. Without the guidance, anyways, they go climb Bolentor. Okay, that's the first time I've heard that mountain. Each youngling is sent to the summit with a small chisel. When they reach the top, they find a stone that fits their liking and carve a sigil into it. This becomes the sign of their name, memorialized with the hundreds of other sigils carved before them. I have such fond memories of my name day climb. I remember precisely the spot where my sigil was carved. After so many trying, it is overgrown with moss and vines. Yet during my many travels, knowing that my sign was still carved atop Bolentor made me feel as though, no matter where I wandered, my home always waited for me, there in Stonewood. Oh, this is great. This is so cool. So that is that book. I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about that. But that's not all we have as far as book news. There's 3 other books that, Elisa right there, who just joined the chat, Elisa Huberman, informed me about. Let me catch up with the chat real quick before I move on, though. Does that mean the Skeksis bring the castle guards to their bed? Oh, you, Melanie. I'm not going to respond to that. Hello again. Hello there. Last time Jim Henson was working with CG Puppets. Yep. How do you like my... Yes, Elisa, I'm super excited about your discovery. Loved it. You are definitely the All Madra of the day. Yes, the tongue was flapping every sentence. Yeah, Gene, I will grant that the tongue flaps. Originally, they were going to do that for a couple scenes, according to Louis Leterrier, and then they started doing more and more. And I will grant that, okay, I think they overused the tongue flapping. It was also like all the time. In some scenes, it's great, like live forever, like, or some of the scenes where they're kind of being nasty and things like that, gluttonous. It was fitting and seemed great. Or when they're getting choked. But yeah, okay, I'll grant you the tongues are a little too much sometimes. Is name day kind of like a birthday? I do think name day is kind of like a birthday. That's at least what it sounds like. So, all right, Huberman Project. I got a question for you guys. What do you think of all the stuff what's happening when Search and Gelfling were off screen and have gotten that far yet? Are you talking about in the game or just in general? You get a little more, no comment. You get a little more background in the books on some of the side characters. All right, let's move on to some of the other book discoveries we have today. Oh, these are all these. I thought I had the other ones. You know what? I have them over here in my news folder. So 3 other books, and these are by Insight Editions. I just took screenshots of these, but I did link to all these URLs in the comments here. So Insight Editions is the same ones who put out this wonderful work here, The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, Insight, The Epic Return to Thra. So this is a legit company that really made me say, like, oh, these are legit things. And last time we saw something like this, it got announced the same day that I found about all these. Anyways, this $29 book, The Dark Crystal Bestiary. This sounds great. Hardcover, September 1st, 2020. The Dark Crystal Bestiary is an immersive in-world guide that brings to life the world of Thra and its incredible creatures. The Dark Crystal Bestiary is the definitive in-depth exploration of the flora and fauna found in the world of Thra, which is interesting because in Thra, those two things often combine and mix. Created by Jim Henson for his 1982 puppet masterpiece, Thra is a remarkable realm in which all living things are connected and the lines between animal, vegetable, and mineral are blurred. Rocks can sing and trees can walk. For the first time, this deluxe volume delves into the many creatures, plants, and beings created for the Dark Crystal universe, from the original film through to the expanding universe of novels and comics. Oh wow, this sounds great. A Netflix TV series, The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, filled with beautiful illustrations of the many specimens, each accompanied by in-world commentary on their unique biology. Dark Crystal Bestiary is the ultimate guide to the world of Thra and its inhabitants, and as you can see there, $29.99 US dollars, Insight Edition. So that sounds really good. I'm really interested in that. This other one is a kids book, which getting kids books is always good because that means the franchise is doing better and better. So this is a $9.99. I believe it's like a cardboard book, but this is what it says: Dark Crystal, Book of Opposites, PlayPop. Yeah, see, it's a board book, $9.99. Learn about opposites like light and dark in this engaging interactive board book inspired by Jim Henson's classic film The Dark Crystal. In the Age of Wonder, Jen, Kira, and their adorable companion Fizzgig must heal the Dark Crystal to bring balance to the world of Thra. This colorfully illustrated board book will guide children to help Jen and his friends learn about opposites by pointing out the differences between the kind Gelflings and the evil Skeksis. Concepts like fast and slow, light and dark, big and small will be revealed through touch and feel elements. Jim Henson fans, young and old, will delight in this engaging board book that teaches real-world observational skills while engaging with the fantastical world of Thra. Sounds like an interesting little children's book there. And lastly, the Dark Crystal Deluxe Notecard set. So not necessarily a book, but a Deluxe stationery set, $32. So this will be a great gift for your favorite YouTubers. Just kidding. 1982 puppet masterpiece film, Thra, blah, blah, blah. Now fans of Jim Henson's beloved film can enjoy this deluxe note card set and keepsake box inspired by the unforgettable world of Thra. Including a pocket journal, 20 note cards, envelopes, and sticker seals, this set includes 20 blank note cards, 20 envelopes, 20 embossed gold sticker seals, a ruled pocket journal, and a Keepsake box for storage. I'm real curious how that's going to look. I'm sure it's going to be something very nice, especially if it's $32. But with that, let's jump into the game here. Oops, I should not have closed that. All right, let's see what you all have to say first.